This is Mike Ball. I'm with Insane Wheels, and I'm chatting with Staxx.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Mike Ball.
It was terrible. But my parents at the time, they reformed their whole downstairs living room to be like my new room while I recovered because I couldn't go up the stairs and all that, obviously, right? They set me up, and then, of course, I recovered as much as I could in bed and stuff like that. It was like about 20 days until I could really get out of bed kind of thing. Then at 28 days, after getting out of the hospital, right, I had my first leg, and that was it's not a real, like, one of these legs is a permanent leg. You know, this was my first permanent leg, right? It's kind of weird how they work it. In order to get to this point, you have to go through two different, like, a beginner leg that is like testing your socket. It's all like plastic and glass. And then you go into this reinforced to make sure that this is the right measurement for your leg. And then once you clear all of that, which takes months usually, then you get one of these. Well, I was on the glass/plastic, whatever, prosthetic leg, the very first that you're really not even supposed to really leave the hospital with, but my doctor was cool, you know, like, dude, take it, you know. What did I do? I pulled that motorcycle out onto the driveway just to take some pictures on it, and I just couldn't help myself. I started that bitch up. Backed it up, and then I rode.
And you're like, I'm gonna try it.
I did. And then my ex at the time, well, my girl at the time, she was recording me on Instagram Live, and it went like super viral that this, you know, one-legged dude just hopped on a motorcycle kind of thing. That my club saw it, big media saw it. It was a huge ordeal, and that's kind of where that kind of stuff kind of started on the media side of really actually picking up. And I've been doing media stuff for many, many, many years, but it was up until that point that I really didn't have that kind of recognition.
So before this, you were already into the streaming and doing things like that?
Yeah, I've been live streaming since 2006 on Justin.tv. And then it became Twitch, and then I left Twitch, and now I'm on YouTube.
You were doing it since the internet was going, right?
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, the young people won't know what that's about.
Yeah, AOL, homie.
Yeah. It's one thing to recover physically, but what about mentally? Do you get depressed? Is there a time where you had depression about, damn, my leg's gone? Like, what am I going to do?
That's a really great question. When it comes to, like, a mindset thing, I'll tell you one thing. I never cried over it, and I've never been depressed over it. I told myself, looking down in that moment, thank God I actually didn't pass out, because I saw the gnarliness of what was happening, right? I told myself right then and there. I accepted it right as I looked at it. I just accepted it. And I was like, listen, if I survive this, everything else will just be a bonus. You know what I mean? So that's it. It was a positive mental attitude adjustment, just PMA, you know, and look at the other side of the equation, not don't be focused so hard. I mean, understanding the dark side is truly understanding darkness is how we appreciate the light, right? So, but I never was depressed about it, you know, like I kept pushing through. I had a lot of support, you know what I mean? I had a lot of family and friends and the club, you know, had a lot of support and love from that. So I didn't do it by myself.
After you get out of the hospital, how long until your leg part of your leg is healing to where, you know, you could put weight on it? Does it take a long time for that to heal into like a...
There'd be times that I would be in that new leg, the stage 1 leg or whatever, and I was still bleeding. You know, when I got off the motorcycle that day, I took off my leg, and yeah, it was all bloody.
Because you can really hurt yourself, right? Because your bone.
I actually tell people that I don't actually recommend what I did. I wouldn't recommend people to do that. Now, is that a great story? Sure. On paper it is, but honestly, it could have really hurt myself. But hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah, you could have reopened the wound. I have a buddy that has a missing leg from... He has all kinds of medical conditions. Yeah, and he has to keep amputated lower and lower because of different situations.
Yeah, I was actually faced with that too. I was going through this really bad infection on the bottom of in the front of the leg, at the very front where all the pressure is. Unfortunately, I had what we call a pressure sore, and then I fell on top of it. And that was the first time I'd really taken a hard hit without my leg on, busted it open on my tile.
How did this happen? How did you fall?
I was recovering from that pressure sore, so I had my leg off, and I was in my house, and I have this little scooter. Actually, it's in the back there, but it's a knee scooter. You know, you kind of put your knee on it, and you know, whatever. And so I was in the kitchen by the island, and I was making my round, grabbing some water or whatever the case was, and that thing went and tipped on me, and unfortunately at that time, dude, it's just instinct to put out your leg to like save yourself. You know what I mean? Like I put out my leg like I'm gonna stop my fall. Of course, I don't have a leg, so you just go straight down and boom. You know, your mind doesn't even know in that second, like, hey, you don't have a leg, don't do that, dummy. You know?
Damn, so that is really painful,
so
right?
I still deal with that. Yeah, I still deal with that I have almost like a crater in the front of my leg there, so I have to put every day, swear to God, I have to put a cotton ball with Vaseline in it and then put like a bandage over on top of it to hold it, because if not, while it's in the socket, that crater gets smushed together and then skin to skin rubs, and then it just bleeds.
How long did it take like to fully heal to where it wasn't bleeding? There wasn't like a scab. Does it take like months and months to heal?
Yeah,
all the
like
way?
to get like I'll show you the pictures, but I have all of the pictures of like the amount of stitches all the way around the entire leg. Yeah, I would say it probably took about 3 months before you really start getting any type of real healing.
Now, when they closed up your leg, did they pull the skin and sew it, or did they take skin from somewhere else and put it on?
No, essentially they cut high enough, and when they do that, they kind of like, you know when you see someone fillet a fish and they're cutting the skin off?
Yeah.
That's basically what they did on my side of my calf. Right?
No. What did they do with your leg?
Oh, it exploded into a million pieces on the street. I've got all that pictures for you too.
I'm gonna put those on. I'm gonna have 2 different videos of this. One will be the graphic one, and one will be for YouTube for viewer discretion. You know?
Right.
Do you ever have phantom pain?
Phantom pain is a really interesting pain. Okay. For people that don't know what it is, let's say right now in the leg that I don't have, I can actually wiggle my toes that I don't have. I can actually wiggle those toes and I'm doing it right now. I'm feeling my toes do this exact thing right now, and I'm not doing it.
And it feels like you're really doing it.
It feels like I'm actually doing it. Yeah. So it's all nerves. So that's what phantom pain is a nerve pain. I don't know what it was about me that doesn't deal with extreme phantom pain. I don't know if it's my hard-headedness, maybe. I don't know. But once in a while, I'll get it kind of bad while I'm laying down. But it's pretty rare, especially if I've got my leg on. It actually feels better, like as if like it's all one piece. You know, it's weird.
Yeah, when you have your leg on, it feels like it's all put together.
Yeah.
Like
It's a part of my body. Right.
Maybe the pressure from it or something.
Totally. It's got to be. Yeah.
No.
Because essentially what the phantom pain is that the dead nerve endings at the end, they're basically reaching for something that isn't there. So that's what the phantom pain is.
Because your whole life you go and you have these feelings where you can move your foot and
totally
that's
your
why,
ankle.
and you can feel that now. Like you can feel like you're moving your ankle when it's not there.
Totally.
And that's wild.
Yeah.
When you get home out of the hospital, what was it like when you finally got to be around your brothers?